Imagine this. A seemingly healthy 76-year-old man goes to bed feeling fine, but never wakes up. His family is shocked. No warning signs, no illness, just gone. And he's not alone. Thousands of seniors, over 75, die suddenly every single day, but no one talks about the real reasons why. Could you or someone you love be at risk? The truth is, there are silent killers lurking in the background issues that go unnoticed until it's too late. But today, we're exposing them. In this video, you'll discover the 5 biggest hidden reasons why seniors die suddenly after 75 and how you can protect yourself starting today. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Do you believe most senior deaths are preventable? Type yes or no in the comments. Aging is supposed to be a natural process, but what if I told you that many seniors over 75 are dying, not because of old age, but because of hidden preventable risks? These risks aren't talked about enough, and as a result, families are left devastated, wondering what went wrong. But today, we're breaking the silence. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 silent but deadly issues that can lead to sudden death in seniors, and more importantly, what you can do to prevent them. This isn't about fear, it's about knowledge and empowerment. Because the more you understand these risks, the better prepared you'll be to live a longer, healthier life. Have you ever known someone who passed away suddenly, without warning? If so, type yes in the comments. If not, type no. Your answer might help others who are looking for support. 1. Undiagnosed heart conditions, the silent killer. Imagine this: you're talking to an old friend one day, and the next, you hear that they passed away in their sleep. No warnings, no complaints, just gone. How does that happen? The answer, more often than not, is an undiagnosed heart condition. Heart disease is the leading cause of death among seniors, but what makes it truly dangerous is that it can be silent for years. Many people assume that if they don't feel chest pain, they're fine, but that's a dangerous myth. Here's a shocking fact: nearly 1 in 4 heart attacks in older adults happen without any noticeable symptoms. They're called silent heart attacks, and they can be just as deadly as the ones that cause intense chest pain. Real-life example: the wake-up call. Take Robert, a 76-year-old retired teacher. He always considered himself relatively healthy, no smoking, no heavy drinking, and an active lifestyle. But one day, while watching TV, he felt an odd sensation in his jaw and a little fatigue. He brushed it off as aging. The next morning, Robert's wife found him unresponsive in bed. He had suffered a silent heart attack in his sleep. No chest pain, no warning signs. Key takeaway: silent heart attacks often present in unexpected ways, such as unusual fatigue that doesn't go away, shortness of breath while doing normal activities, mild discomfort in the jaw, neck, or back instead of the chest, feeling lightheaded or nauseous for no clear reason. Practical tips to protect your heart after 75. Get a heart checkup every year. Ask your doctor for an EKG cholesterol check and blood pressure test, even if you feel fine. Watch for the hidden symptoms. If you notice unusual fatigue or jaw pain, don't ignore it. These could be early warning signs. Eat like your heart depends on it, because it does. Cut down on processed foods and add more leafy greens, omega-3 rich fish, and nuts to your diet. Have you ever felt unusual fatigue or discomfort, but ignored it? Type health in the comments if you'll start paying closer attention. 2. The hidden danger of blood clots, a silent time bomb. What if I told you that a tiny, invisible clot in your bloodstream could be the difference between life and death? Blood clots are one of the most overlooked causes of sudden death in seniors. They can form silently in your veins and, without warning, travel to your lungs, heart, or brain, causing instant death. Here's a shocking statistic: nearly 900,000 people in the US suffer from blood clots every year, and 1 in 4 of them die suddenly before they even know they have a problem. Real-life example, the flight that changed everything. Meet Eleanor, a 78-year-old grandmother. She had just returned from visiting her son in another state. The flight was only 3 hours long, and she felt fine. But later that evening, she started experiencing mild leg pain and brushed it off as just stiffness. The next morning, Eleanor collapsed. A massive blood clot had traveled from her leg to her lungs, killing her instantly. This condition is called deep vein thrombosis, DVT, and it can happen to anyone, but seniors are especially at risk. Key takeaway: blood clots can form for many reasons, but some of the biggest risk factors for seniors include sitting for long periods, long flights, car rides, or even sitting at home too much. Dehydration, which thickens the blood and makes clots more likely. Certain medications, like hormone therapy or some blood pressure drugs. Tips to prevent deadly blood clots. 1 move every hour. If you've been sitting for more than an hour, get up and walk around, even if it's just around your living room. 2. Stay hydrated. Aim for at least 6-8 glasses of water daily to keep your blood from thickening. 3. Know the warning signs. Watch for swelling, redness, or pain in your leg, especially after sitting for a long time. Have you or someone you know ever experienced leg swelling or pain? Let me know in the comments. 3. The deadly impact of undiagnosed heart disease. Imagine waking up feeling perfectly fine, then, within moments, your heart simply stops. No warning, no pain, just silence. For seniors over 75, the leading cause of sudden death is heart disease. And here's the terrifying part: most people don't even know they have it. Shocking statistic: nearly half of all heart attacks happen without any noticeable symptoms. That means thousands of seniors are walking around with a ticking time bomb in their chest without a clue. A heart attack in his sleep. Take Robert, a 76-year-old retired teacher. He was active, ate well, and never had chest pain. But one morning, his wife found him unresponsive in bed. Doctors later confirmed that Robert had suffered a silent heart attack in his sleep. He had undiagnosed high blood pressure for years, which had slowly damaged his heart without him realizing it. Key takeaway: heart disease isn't always about chest pain or dramatic symptoms. It often starts with small, unnoticed warning signs. Fatigue, feeling unusually tired, even after a full night's rest. Shortness of breath, struggling to walk upstairs or do simple tasks. Swelling in the legs or feet, a sign that the heart isn't pumping blood properly. Tips to prevent silent heart disease. 1. Get a heart checkup. Schedule a simple heart screening every year, even if you feel fine. 2. Watch your blood pressure. Keep it below 120/80 to prevent long-term heart damage. 3. Eat heart fuel foods. Add avocados, nuts, olive oil, and leafy greens to your diet daily. Are you taking steps to protect your heart? Drop a yes in the comments if you're staying heart healthy. 4. The danger of social isolation. Loneliness can be deadly. Imagine sitting in a quiet house, day after day, with no one calling, no one visiting, and no real reason to leave the house anymore. It might feel harmless, but did you know loneliness can actually shorten your life? For seniors over 75, loneliness isn't just an emotional burden, it's a silent killer. Studies show that social isolation increases the risk of early death by nearly 50%, the same as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The neighbor who disappeared. Let's talk about Margaret, 82 years old. She had always been social, but after losing her husband, she started withdrawing. No more Sunday church visits. No more book club. At first, neighbors assumed she just needed time to grieve. One day, a mail carrier noticed that Margaret's mailbox was overflowing. Concerned, they knocked on her door, no answer. When the police arrived, they found Margaret had passed away days earlier, alone in her home. The cause? A combination of undiagnosed health issues and extreme loneliness. The science behind it: social isolation leads to weaker immune system. Lonely seniors are more prone to infections and illnesses. Increased risk of dementia. Studies show isolation doubles the risk of Alzheimer's. Higher stress and blood pressure. The body produces more cortisol, weakening the heart and brain. Practical tips to stay connected and live longer. Schedule connection time every day. Even 15 minutes of conversation can boost mental health. Join a local group. Whether it's a walking club, senior yoga, or volunteering, social interactions extend lifespan. Use technology. Apps like FaceTime, Zoom, and Facebook help seniors stay in touch with family and old friends. Who do you call when you need a good conversation? Tag a friend or loved one in the comments. 5. The hidden threat of medication misuse: a silent killer. Did you know that nearly 30% of seniors over 75 take 5 or more medications daily? And yet, medication errors cause more than 100,000 hospitalizations every year. It's a hidden danger that few talk about, but it's costing lives. Many seniors rely on multiple prescriptions to manage conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, and depression. But what happens when medications interact in harmful ways? What if a tiny mix-up leads to a medical crisis? The wrong pill at the wrong time. Let's talk about Frank, a 78-year-old retired school teacher. He was active, sharp, and always followed his doctor's orders. But one night, he accidentally took his evening blood pressure medication twice. The next morning, his daughter found him unconscious on the kitchen floor. His blood pressure had dropped dangerously low, leading to a fall and a severe head injury. Frank survived, but the accident left him in rehab for months. Why medication misuse is so dangerous? Confusion from multiple prescriptions, different pills at different times, increase the risk of mistakes. Harmful drug interactions. Some medications cancel each other out or worsen side effects. Skipping doses or doubling up a missed pill one day and doubling up the next can be deadly. The science behind it. Studies show that 40% of seniors over 75 experience medication-related complications each year. Blood thinners, diabetes meds, and opioids are among the most common culprits for emergency visits. Many seniors are unaware that over-the-counter drugs like aspirin or cold medicine can dangerously interact with prescriptions. Tips to avoid medication mistakes. 1. Use a pill organizer. Simple but effective setup medications for the week in advance. 2. Schedule medication checkups. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to review all prescriptions every 6 months. 3. Set phone reminders. Use alarms or apps like Medisaf to track pills and avoid missing doses. Have you or a loved one ever had a medication mix-up? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone. 6. Social isolation, the silent epidemic that shortens lives. Imagine waking up every morning to an empty house, going entire days without a real conversation, and feeling like the world has moved on without you. Unfortunately, this is the daily reality for millions of seniors, and it's literally shortening their lives. Many people assume that physical health is the biggest predictor of longevity, but research shows that social isolation is just as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness can trigger depression, weaken the immune system, and even increase the risk of dementia by 50%. Mary's story from vibrant to withdrawn. Mary, 82, was once a social butterfly, active in her church, volunteering and meeting friends for lunch. But after her husband passed, things changed. She stopped attending events, avoided phone calls, and gradually spent more and more time alone at home. Within a year, her health began to decline. She lost weight, became forgetful, and her energy levels dropped. What doctors found was shocking. Mary wasn't sick from disease, but from loneliness. The hidden dangers of social isolation, higher risk of heart disease, and stroke studies show loneliness raises stress levels, which weakens the heart. Faster cognitive decline, lack of social interaction, has been directly linked to increased dementia rates. Increased mortality risk. A study by the National Institute on Aging found that seniors with weak social ties were twice as likely to die prematurely compared to those who stayed socially active. The science behind it: seniors with strong social connections have a 50% higher chance of living longer than those who are isolated. The hormone cortisol, which is linked to stress, remains chronically high in lonely seniors, increasing inflammation in the body. Social interaction keeps the brain engaged, reducing the risk of memory loss. Practical ways to stay connected and avoid loneliness: join a group or club. Whether it's a local senior center, hobby club, or fitness class, regular social interactions matter. Use technology to stay connected. Video calls with family, online forums, or even virtual game nights can help fight isolation. Volunteer or get involved. Giving back to the community brings purpose and daily interaction with others. Do you make it a priority to stay socially active? Type yes in the comments if you do, or no if you struggle with loneliness. 7. Ignoring mental health, the overlooked threat to longevity. If you break a bone, you go to the doctor. If you have the flu, you take medicine. But what about when you feel anxious, hopeless, or overwhelmed? Many seniors suffer in silence, unaware that their mental health is directly linked to their lifespan. Mental health issues, especially depression and anxiety, are often ignored in older adults. Some people assume it's just part of aging, but it's not. Untreated mental health problems can shorten life expectancy by up to 10 years. Robert's silent struggle. Robert, 78, was always the strong, silent type. After his wife passed away, he started feeling lost and disconnected. But he didn't talk about it, he just kept it to himself. At first, he thought it was just grief, but months passed, and he lost interest in hobbies, stopped eating well, and barely left his house. His daughter noticed the change, but when she suggested seeing a counselor, Robert brushed it off. "I'm fine," he'd say. It wasn't until he suffered a minor heart attack that doctors pointed out the connection. His stress, poor sleep, and loss of appetite had weakened his body. The hidden dangers of ignoring mental health: increases risk of dementia, chronic stress, and depression, shrink the brain's memory center, weakens the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to illnesses, speeds up aging. Depression is linked to shorter telomeres, which are the protective caps on our DNA that control aging. The science behind it: older adults with untreated depression are twice as likely to develop heart disease and 3 times more likely to die from it. Stress hormones like cortisol trigger inflammation, which accelerates aging and weakens the heart. Studies show that therapy, social interaction, and even meditation can add years to your life. Ways to improve mental well-being after 75. Daily gratitude practice. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for daily can rewire your brain for positivity. Stay physically active. Exercise isn't just for the body, it boosts mood by releasing endorphins. Seek support. Whether it's a trusted friend, counselor, or support group, talking about struggles helps. If you've ever felt that mental health isn't discussed enough among seniors, hit that like button so more people see this message. 8. Poor sleep, the silent killer no one talks about. You can eat the healthiest food, exercise daily, and take all the right supplements, but if you're not sleeping well, your health is still at risk. Sleep is one of the most underrated factors in longevity. In fact, studies show that poor sleep is linked to a shorter lifespan, increased risk of heart disease, and cognitive decline. Yet, many seniors either struggle with sleep or assume that less sleep is just part of aging. Margaret's decline due to sleep issues. Margaret, 76, had always been a light sleeper, but after turning 70, her sleep got worse. She often woke up multiple times at night and sometimes found herself wide awake at 3 a.m., unable to fall back asleep. She started napping during the day to compensate, but it only made things worse. Over time, she noticed she was more forgetful, more irritable, and felt exhausted all day. Eventually, she developed high blood pressure and struggled with depression. What Margaret didn't realize was that her poor sleep was destroying her health from the inside out. The hidden dangers of poor sleep for seniors: increases risk of Alzheimer's. Sleep helps the brain clear out toxins that cause memory loss. Weakens the heart. Just one night of bad sleep can spike blood pressure and inflammation. Shortens lifespan. Research shows that people who regularly sleep less than 6 hours have a higher risk of early death. The science behind it: deep sleep is when the body repairs cells, strengthens the immune system, and balances hormones. Seniors who get poor quality sleep have a 40% higher chance of heart disease. Melatonin production decreases with age, making it harder to fall and stay asleep. 3 simple ways to improve sleep after 75. 1. Stick to a routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day trains your body's natural clock. 2. Reduce evening stimulants. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and screen time at least 2 hours before bed. 3. Try magnesium or herbal teas. Natural sleep aids like magnesium glycinate, chamomile tea, or valerian root can help. Have you been struggling with sleep as you age? Comment yes if you have, or no if you sleep just fine. 9. Depression and social isolation. The silent epidemic. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a serious health risk. In fact, chronic loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Many seniors don't realize that isolation and depression are just as harmful as physical diseases. Research shows that social isolation increases the risk of heart disease, dementia, and even premature death. Robert's silent struggle with loneliness. Robert, 78, was always an independent man, but after his wife passed away and his children moved to different states, his daily life became eerily quiet. At first, he enjoyed the peace, but over time, he found himself feeling unmotivated, disconnected, and even physically weaker. He stopped going for walks, avoided social gatherings, and spent most days watching TV alone. Before long, Robert's blood pressure rose, his memory declined, and he even lost interest in eating. His doctor warned him, "You need to get back into the world, or your health will decline even faster." Why social isolation is a silent killer. Increases risk of dementia by 50%. Lack of social engagement accelerates brain aging. Weakens the immune system. Chronic loneliness leads to inflammation and a weaker ability to fight illness. Leads to faster physical decline. Isolated seniors tend to exercise less, eat poorly, and neglect their health. The science behind it. A Harvard study found that strong social connections are one of the most important predictors of a long, healthy life. People who stay engaged in community activities have a 30% lower risk of depression. 3 ways to combat loneliness after 75. 1. Join a group or club. Whether it's a book club, gardening group, or senior center, having regular social interaction keeps the mind sharp. 2. Make a weekly social call. Set up a routine call with friends, family, or even a neighbor to stay connected. 3. Volunteer or mentor. Sharing your wisdom and experience with younger generations gives a sense of purpose. Do you have a strong social circle, or do you sometimes feel isolated? Let me know in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. By now, you've learned some powerful but often overlooked reasons why many seniors struggle with their health after 75. If any of these insights have surprised you, take a moment to hit that like button. It helps more people see this important message. And if you've made it this far, I know you're serious about your health and longevity. So let me ask you, which of these points have hit home the most for you? Drop a quick comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's move on to one of the most shocking and dangerous reasons why seniors over 75 often face sudden health declines. You don't want to miss this next part. The truth about aging that no one tells you. Here's the truth, your health isn't just about you. It's about the people who love you, depend on you, and want to see you thrive for years to come. Too often, society makes seniors feel like they're in the final chapter of their lives, but that's simply not true. There are people in their 80A and 90S living full, vibrant lives, not because they were lucky, but because they made deliberate choices to protect their health. And that's what I want for you. Let me leave you with this. Every small decision you make today, from how you move your body to how you manage stress, can determine how long and how well you live. So, which one of these insights resonated with you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend or loved one. You never know whose life you might change with just one piece of information. First, I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. Taking the time to educate yourself about your health is one of the most powerful things you can do, and I truly appreciate you being here. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content designed to help you live a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. And remember, age is just a number. What truly matters is how you take care of yourself and embrace each day with energy and purpose. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep thriving.